Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, if someone invites you into his home or her home, you go over there, stay a while, and then you might leave. Or if the host asks you to leave, you just leave. You're not gonna say, "Hey, can you justify the reason why you want me to leave?" That tells the host that you might not want to leave, and you should not even ask that question. You just, okay, thank you very much, nice seeing you, thank you for inviting me over, and so on, and you leave. But the problem is we have individuals who do not feel that way. They feel they somehow are in charge of that person's house. And in this case, I'm talking about the French military, which was invited, it seems like, by an African country, a formal French colony. And now that particular country asks the French army to leave. But guess what? The French army, or put nicely, President Emmanuel Macron would like to know why. Can you give us more details? No, I just want you to leave. So this brings me to a little bit of a dissonance in this guy's cognitive abilities, which is I judge you very harshly if you are illegally invading the sovereignty of another country, but I don't judge someone else, like for instance United States in Syria still has armies over there not being invited. In this case, obviously, you've been invited over there and now you're asked to leave, and you should leave. So let's discuss this article that I have ready right here. And it comes from obviously Russia Today, so put your Russia Today filters on so you don't get yourself, intimidated or propagandized by them, as you would obviously change your glasses and your filters for, Ukrinform, Ukrainska Pravda, or other media outlets from the other side of the spectrum, or the fighting the war. So this article comes from Russia Today and January 23rd, 2023. Paris wants clarification from former colony. State media in Burkina Faso had reported that the authorities want the French troops to leave. Okay, just leave. Now I pick articles from these guys, Russia Today, or other entities that are not really approved by the free speech tyrants. Not because I have an affinity for them, but it's because their articles are just like this, one little page long. That's it, no BS. If I read, let's say, CNN or other weasels, they are like 5 pages long and they don't say much. So these guys are short and to the point, the same as Ukrainska Pravda and the New Voice of Ukraine or Ukrinform, or Sputnik, or Russia Today, and in this case they work great. So, France is seeking clarification from Burkina Faso on the future of its military presence in the former colony. Now, obviously this is coming from Russia Today, so they will not miss an opportunity to call Burkina Faso former French colony, instead of just saying, an African country. But you understand that, right? President Emmanuel Macron said on Sunday, so seeking clarification. You were invited in and now they want you to leave, and you want to know, hey, can you clarify why do I need to leave your house? Just because I feel like, get out. Anyway, state media in the African nation, here you have it, claimed the day before that the authorities, Ouagadougou, want the French military contingent to leave. Speaking to reporters, the French president called for, and I'm quoting, prudence, saying that is, and I'm quoting, great confusion over the latest media report. Prudence for what? For the Burkina Faso government? Well, it's going to be overthrown or something? Or what? And I'm quoting, we are waiting for clarifications on the part of President Traoré, end quote, Macron said, as quoted by Le Monde. Now, don't wait for a clarification, just get out, basically. They don't need to clarify anything, you just get out. But you see how things work? But the Russians are the bad guys in Ukraine, they should just leave right now. Last week, Agence d'Information du Burkina AIB, reported that Burkina Faso leadership had denounced the agreement overseeing the presence of French troops in the African nation. So they had an agreement, right? And now they don't want the French to be deployed, French military, on their territory. Paris now has 1 month to withdraw its forces, according to the media. Okay, so in that month you will receive the clarification, Mr. Macron. There are currently 400 French special forces soldiers stationed in Burkina Faso. So there's not 400, trench diggers or, food suppliers. There are special forces. You know what it is? Okay, I do. As part of an effort to vanquish, so the currently 400 French special forces soldiers stationed in Burkina Faso, as part of an effort to vanquish the Islamic insurgency that has plagued the region since 2015. So probably the Burkina Faso government said, hey, France, can you help us? And France says, yes, we can, gladly. We're going to have troops on your country. That's something we'll always like. And they came over there and they kept the peace. That's very, I admire that. But now it's time for you to go home. However, many people in the country has grown increasingly frustrated with the French military presence, according to Russia Today, remember, and a number of demonstrations have taken place in recent months. Protesters say the French forces are unable to protect civilians from the jihadists. The latest demonstration took place on Friday in the capital, Ouagadougou, with hundreds of activists chanting anti-French slogans. Well, it wouldn't be crazy to think that someone else will replace the French, right? Right. It wouldn't be crazy to think that way. Earlier this month, Burkina Faso ordered the French ambassador to leave the country. In November 2022, President Macron announced the end of the French-led anti-insurgent Operation Burkane in the Sahel region, which includes Burkina Faso. So that you should have been gone since then, November 2022. Paris withdrew its troops from neighboring Mali several months prior as relations between the former colony again and France deteriorated. So it seems like the relationship deteriorated between the two countries, and the countries that are independent and sovereign can ask the troops, French troops in this case, to leave the country. I would not be surprised whatsoever. Moreover, I expect that you're going to see Wagner Group contingents over there, or possibly Chinese or regular Russian military. But there's just a gut feeling, okay? And I think I'm entitled to have my gut feelings, as many other people are entitled as well to have the gut feelings and don't use their reason and logic and, fact-based conclusions and all that. All right? So French special troops are asked to leave, and the French president asks for clarifications. What would that mean? Would be a little regime change over there? We'll find out. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.